In the previous episode of StarCraft Remastered, we met with none other than Tassadar, one of the leaders of the Protoss himself. However, meeting him turned out to be nothing more than a distraction, because while we were distracted, Zaz, one of the other Cerebrates, ended up getting killed. Now, we assumed that the Overmind would reincarnate him right away. However, it turned out that because of the strange way that Zaz had died, all of a sudden the Overmind was paused and he couldn't speak anymore. I'm not entirely sure how that works either, but the next mission is called Eye for an Eye.
Behold, my long silence is now broken, and I am made whole once more. The cunning Protoss have dared strike down that which was immortal. For the Protoss who murdered Zaz are unlike anything we have faced before. These Dark Templar radiate energies that are much like my own, and it is by these energies that they have caused me harm. Yet shall their overweening pride be their downfall, for when the assassin Zeratul murdered Zaz, his mind touched with mine, and all his secrets were made known to me. I have taken from his mind the secret location of Ire, the Protoss homeworld. At long last, my children, our searching is done. Soon we shall assault Ire directly.
For now, we must ensure that the Dark Templar can cause no more harm. Cerebrate, you shall set a trap for our foes. Kerrigan will lead them to you.
Alright. I love the Overmind. He's such a badass character. We know very little about him, all things considered, but he's really cool. Anyway, our next objective is to destroy the Protoss bases. We have to make sure that no Dark Templar escapes, and on top of that, of course, Kerrigan must survive as well. So we don't actually necessarily need to kill every single last Dark Templar, but we need to make sure that they don't escape, which is probably the same as actually killing them. Oh, we get Ultralisk. Nice, that's awesome. Tip, you can move ground forces between colonies quickly using the Nidus Canal. So I'm assuming then that we're gonna have... Alright, yeah, we're gonna... What are these things? We got a bunch of beacons out on the map. I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming we're gonna have to defend those at the very least. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of beacons out on the map. And we can probably use these Nidus Canals to quickly drone up the bases that we've got right here. Now, so far, I've only really got one. This is gonna be a tricky one, isn't it? Because I'm gonna have to make sure that I maneuver my units all over the map and make sure, of course, that initially I'm gonna get that economy out. Now, in order to spot Dark Templar, we got these Overlords, right? And Overlords are essentially our detectors. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to get these beacons. Oh, I'm assuming we're gonna have to keep those beacons alive. So far, I'm not seeing a single Dark Templar yet, which is a little interesting. I should probably hotkey my bases though. So you're gonna be hotkey number 4. Actually, I think the main one is gonna be hotkey number 4. You're gonna be hotkey number 5. Yep, that should work. And then you are gonna be hotkey number 6. This is gonna get a little bit messy because I'm gonna have to make sure that I transport all of my troops throughout the map and make sure as well that they all start mining and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a gas geyser. I'm hoping we're not gonna need all too many troops here. Already though, a bunch of these guys have died. And I've just realized actually I don't seem to have a spawning pool or any kind of any kind of unit in general. So we should probably go ahead and make sure that we send these guys across as well. So this one is gonna send them towards the bottom side of the map. Alright, very good. Let's go ahead and hang out there for just a minute then. See what we can do. It's only 2 Hydraslisk over here, which is a little bit annoying. Anyway, we'll save up right here to make sure that we can get a spawning pool as well. I'm gonna mine with 3 drones here inside of that gas geyser. But I wonder how much that we're gonna be under if my opponent is gonna go, or our opponent I guess is gonna go for a whole bunch of Dark Templar. Because Dark Templar are very good, but last time I checked they don't shoot up, right? So I was kind of leaning towards getting myself some Mutalisk. But considering Nidus Canals are all over the map apparently, it's probably not a bad idea to consider getting... maybe some Ultralisk then. Ultralisk are pretty cool. Yes, I'm gonna make the assumption that I need to keep all of these beacons alive, right? Hold up, let me quickly open up the mission objective. So we need to destroy the Protoss bases, let no Dark Templar escape, and Kerrigan must survive. So maybe these beacons are used for escape? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they've necessarily explained exactly what the point of that thing is. Anyway, that's okay. Let's go ahead and start up some upgrades. I would like to focus my upgrades around Zerglings and Ultralisks. Ultralisks are awesome. They get some insane upgrades as well that allow them to speed up quite significantly. Although, as you may be aware, Ultras do take about 4.5 years to produce. And they're also 200 gas each. So I'm assuming we're still going to be focusing on a ton of Zerglings no matter what. So getting some of those units out is going to be very helpful. Let's go ahead and attack up towards the lair right away. And I guess we morph this one into a sunken colony as well, while leaving the overlords at least reasonably nearby. Let's go ahead and start up +1 melee as soon as we can. Maybe you guys should mine a little bit more on the top end of this mineral cluster. How many workers is that? I think that's about a solid amount of workers. Probably the only amount we're really going to need. I'm kind of tempted, though, to do a little bit of scouting, because right now I feel a little bit like I won't have enough economy here later on into the game. So I think it's a good idea for us to, at the very least, do a little bit of scouting. I also want to make sure that I get my adrenal glands upgrade, which is also at Hive. So if we're going to attack up to Hive, I may as well try and see if we can get some Ultras out. But all things considered, we don't really have a whole lot of income, so maybe we should try and see if we can scout about just a little bit. Although I already have a couple of Zerglings here anyway, so... Let's go ahead and see if there's maybe another base hiding somewhere in the corner. I'll go ahead and get a couple more drones just in case. We'll get Zergling speed going now that I get +1/+1 going as well. And we'll try and see if there's maybe another base over here hiding somewhere on the right hand side. This is where I would hide a map, or this would be where I would hide a base if I would design this map. But I think for now, they're simply going to spend a little bit of time building up the force. Although I have just found a Protoss base over here as well, so there's gonna be bases all over the map. That's awesome. Alright, yeah, I think I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time building up the units that I've got, getting myself a Queen's Nest, and focus on some Zerglings here as well. Although apparently, somehow this one managed to get across. Let's go ahead and get a handful of Zerglings here as well. I could, of course, always make some Hydralisk and Lurkers as well. Lurkers would be great at defending this point. There's so many options. I can really just... Oh, actually, no, never mind. I don't think I can actually make Lurkers, huh? I can't make Lurkers in this game. We're not in Brute War just yet. All right. So while I'm teching up, I'm once again doing a little bit of scouting. I think there's just Protoss all over the map. I think this is essentially what it all comes down to. I mean, I've been checking different corners already, but every single time I move anywhere, I very quickly run into a Protoss base. I would like to have another expansion, though. You think there's gonna be another mineral cluster over here somewhere? Nah, it's just... Ooh! Okay, I can take this one out. I think I can take that one out very easily. Alright, nice. Let's go ahead and start up some units that can defend over there. I'm kind of tempted to maybe start up... I don't know if I can afford all of that. Like, I was kind of tempted to make a Hydra den as well. Anyway, Hive is just about to finish up. We're gonna need all the gas we can find. Let's go ahead and get the Adrenal Glands upgrade, and then very shortly, I'm gonna be producing my Ultralisk Cavern as well, which is also 200 gas. All very expensive. Now, I think I'm gonna send a handful of units to this beacon over here. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to defend that, and we'll bring Kerrigan and these Ultras back and send them towards the top side here of the map instead, and we'll try and see if we can quickly take out that base. I think that would be very helpful.
Yes, Cerebrate.
So get in there. There we go. And you guys can go ahead and attack here quite easily. Oh, there are Dark Templar now. Dark Templar are very good. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and take out this base. If we can get a drone over there as well, that would be very helpful. Because we should be able to not only nuke down this army quite easily, but then also get ourselves an expansion here. Which is what I'm hoping for. Although, there we go. I am gonna need some anti-air. Either Scourge, I guess, but in this match, it's probably gonna be easier to focus on Hydralisk instead. So I wonder if that base is even gonna go up.
Yes, Cerebrate.
Do I have any Hydras over here still? I do have 2. Not sure if that's gonna be enough. Maybe if there's gonna be a little bit of target firing. No Ultralisk Cavern upgrades, interestingly enough. So I guess we'll just simply produce Ultras right at this point. I don't know exactly if they're gonna be like upgraded by default or if they're gonna be a little bit weaker than we know them to be. Oh no, actually this is gonna be fine. This is gonna be fine. If only one of the scouts attacks at once, we're gonna be in a decent position. Alright, so I'm gonna start making some workers once again. Very good. That way, I should be able to get this base up and running here very shortly. And that's gonna significantly improve my economy. I think we're gonna need at least like 2 bases or so to properly run this. Now, we are currently under some pressure here, which is rather annoying. I don't actually have any Hydralisk over in that area of the map. So I guess I'm gonna have to send them just like that, which is a little bit frustrating. Can you guys please move out of here and then get in there? That way, hopefully, I'm still gonna be able to clean that up. Oh, my drones are actually going through the map right now. Alright, here we go. You know what? I think I'm just gonna make drones just like that. It's probably a little bit safer. So you are gonna be rallied towards this beacon. You are once again gonna be rallied towards this beacon over here. You are gonna be rallied... Rather, you are gonna be rallied towards this one over there. And I guess you are gonna be hotkey number 7. Where I'm gonna start mining gas here ASAP as well. This is probably the better way to do this, honestly, because it's gonna get messy very quickly. Now, by the way, we don't unload any of these units. We just simply, they just simply pop out on the other end right away. Alright, here we go. Here we go, very nice. Yeah, I think it's a good idea for us to not only just get a bunch of ultras though, but also focus on at least getting ourselves a handful of Hydralisk in that composition too. Even though we're not really focusing on their upgrades that much. Which I guess I will have to do very shortly once we finish up 3-3, which is what we're researching right now. But once we get these upgrades done, I think we can start making a move for it and potentially take out some of these Protoss bases. Oh, big push on this side of the map. I should probably try and see if I can get some units over there. You guys are going to be part of hotkey number 1. Although, actually, the Cracklings are awfully strong. The Cracklings do a lot of damage, alright. Anyway, so I've been spending a little bit of time here building up a reasonable force, and I think I've got something right now that's pretty powerful. So I'm gonna make a couple more overlords, and we'll try and see if we can potentially take down this base over here. I will probably have to take an overlord though. So before I forget, I think I should also go ahead and get Nematized Carapace here. But I think we can start pushing into this base. I'm gonna obviously reproduce any units here as well that I can. Well, here we go. We got a control group worth of ultras. Oh man. Reavers though. Reavers are terrifying units.
Position your overlord, Cerebrate. They've fallen out of place.
This is what I was worried for. There's gonna be a bunch of ultras. Those Reavers do, or rather those Reavers do a lot of damage and a bunch of DTs as well.
Sorry, please. Be certain that they will be
Under attack.
Alright, fine.
Yes, Cerebrate.
Alright, fine. I'll return them for just a second. Wait for Nematized Carapace. It's already on the way, don't worry about it. Alright, so Nematized Carapace is done. We got 2 control groups worth of units once again. I'm gonna continue producing more armor ultras just because I think they're awesome. They're one of the coolest units, honestly, let's be real. But anyway, I got 2 control groups worth of units, and we're gonna once again push in.
Yes, Cerebrate.
I wonder if I could just go ahead and select, you know, these units as well and push them in too. Because I'm gonna have some detection now available, right? So there should be that should make it at least decent. Gotta be careful here though, Loko. Man. Reavers are terrifying. Honestly, Reavers are like the most terrifying unit in this entire game. Dark Templar are all fine and dandy, but they may as well call this mission like Reaver Alert or whatever, because those are far more terrifying than any of the other units that are available in this game. Can you guys also join the party? That would be fun. You can be a hotkey number 2 there, Mr. Ultra. And it looks like we're gonna be able to take down one of the premier bases here of the Protoss, which is nice.
Once again, I grow tired of slaughtering your servants. Have the mighty Templar lost their infallible courage?
Well spoken, concubine of the Zerg. But though we strike at you from the shadows, do not think we lack the courage to stand in the light. You would do well to abandon this attack.
You seem overconfident of your abilities, Dark One. I am no helpless Cerebrate to be assailed under cover of darkness. I am the Queen of Blades, and my stare alone would reduce you to ashes. You and your ilk cease to amuse me. Prepare yourself for Oblivion's embrace.
Okay then. So dramatic. Kerrigan is quite badass though, not gonna lie. As long as she doesn't die, I'm gonna be happy. I haven't even used her abilities in this game whatsoever. You know what? I think I've got a big enough army at this point that I'm just gonna start moving across the map more. I can also reinforce this a little bit easier now that I've got this this set up. Because I think I can pull units away from this one. At least somewhat safely. And that means that I can actually also take these ones over here in the corner. Let's go ahead and explore the center part of the map a little more. Could just be lava. Yeah, I think it's just lava. Alright, let's head over to the corner here then. It's gonna be a whole lot of... Oh, man. I don't really know exactly what the micro against these units is like. I do know that Kerrigan is running very low. Woo! Get out of there. Cloak, please. Thank you. Reavers are so good. Are you kidding me? Reavers are insane. They just killed essentially everything. What? No way. Oh my god. Alright, well. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. So sadly, I did not quite save for a little while, and I was forced to replay for quite a bit as well. But I think I'm gonna be capable of taking down the first base here very shortly once again. I'm just waiting for Nemesis Cerebrate to finish up, which is exactly what's happening right now. Double checking here whether or not I'll get all of the upgrades. It looks like I do, which is nice. We're gonna set our rally points across the map as well, and I think very shortly we're gonna make that push for it. Alright, here we go. 1A, 2A, 3A. Let's go! Honestly though, those Reavers do so much damage. I don't even know what the proper way of microing against them is either. I mean, those Zerglings just get absolutely murdered as well. I think if you just make a lot of Ultras though, you can probably stop this, you know, you can probably deal with it reasonably well. Can we go ahead and Sonic Storm maybe? I do have to manually click that. For some reason, a lot of my buttons are overlapping here. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, but anyway. Whew, there we go. That's that one taken care of once again. I'm a little worried for that next one though, because there were a ton of Reavers there. And even like stacked up Ultralisks apparently still end up taking so much damage there. I could obviously just simply take this base as well, by the way. Should I consider doing so? No particular reason not to, I guess. So let's go ahead and just nuke down that Nexus. Take this base. And regroup once again before engaging that big one. Alright, this time around I'm spreading all my units. I really don't know exactly what the best way to engage those kind of units is. I mean, they deal heavy amounts of splash damage. It's kind of wild. Anyway, once again. 1A, 2A, 3A. I think I'm gonna have to like split up my units. I think that's probably the only possible way you can reasonably deal with it. But it's actually very tough though. Because they deal so much damage in such a short amount of time. And you know, the range that they have is quite substantial as well. Alright, here we go. Trying to split up my units. Trying to be smart about this. Although, ooh, if my Ultras stack up together once again, it's going to be very tricky. Let's go ahead and cloak here, just in case. Continue up with the macro as well. Very nice. Okay, this is looking solid. Much better, at least, than what we previously had. Although I still end up losing a lot of units here. Let's go ahead and send these guys in as well. Go ahead, move in, boys. I love how long the engagements are in this game, though. It's awesome. Like, fights can take a very long amount of time. And by the way, these are, of course, the Dark Templar, the ones that we are worried for. Okay, very nice. Let's make sure that my Ultras are all getting vision of these units as well. And I think we just about dealt with another base. I should probably consider getting more Zerglings actually in the mix though. Zerglings are very good. Like the funny thing about Zerglings is that a full control group is only worth like 6 supply, right? It's really nothing impressive, but they are extremely powerful. So I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and put a lot more into these engagements. Even though they may not be the most supply heavy unit. It's so tricky though to like control all your units, right? And make sure that they're all gonna be, you know, in the fight.
You shall know my wrath. Now you will know the fury of the Queen of Blades.
Oh. Wait. You're telling me that I didn't need to take that one? I didn't even need to take down every single base there. Huh. Now, with the Dark Templar destroyed, I think it is time to end this episode right here. If you're interested, however, in the next one, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.